Welcome back to Boomer's Playground, and today we'll be going over the next project or exercise in the Odin project. I almost missed it, and I'm glad somebody shared or message on the comments mentioned it, because it didn't say project, so I didn't think about it, but we're going to revisit rock, paper, scissors. So, you guys can apparently manipulate the DOM now, so it's time to revisit this and give it a simple UI. So go ahead, read through all of this stuff. I know I set a really bad example by not doing this, but I really want you guys to follow this Git stuff. It's really important. You will use it in and on the job all the time. And for like this instance, we have a project that works, but let's say as we're going through this, something stops working. Well, what they want you to do is they want you to be working off a branch called temp. And so let's say we're making all these changes and you guys go to try it and it breaks or something's not working anymore. What you can simply do is go back to your main branch and you will still have the old code that was working obviously just in the console. But this can be beneficial. It's going to seem trivial right now because the project is so small. But you get into bigger projects with Node and, like hundreds of files, thousands of files maybe. You'll be working on a project or a task, and you'll be touching a bunch of different files. And, let's say all of a sudden something doesn't work as expected. All of a sudden, you don't know where that mistake was, and you can easily go back by just going to the old branch that was previously working. Now, that is a little bit of a pain in the butt if you were making a lot of changes, but that's why you want to commit often, because then you can... a commit is like a space and time, kind of think of it that way. So you write a bunch of code, you commit it. Now on Git, wherever your code was right then and there, you can always get back to that exact spot. So I think they'll go over that more, and I think maybe when we start the next project, the Etch-a-Sketch one, I think I'll start using Git, but now that we're already into this one, I'm not gonna. So first thing they want you to do is create a branch, call it that. You really don't have to, you can really call it whatever you want, but if you're just following along, probably just call it that. And then here you can just read through that. Go ahead, read through that, blah, blah, blah. All right. So in our UI, the player should be able to play the game by clicking on buttons rather than typing their answer in a prompt. Okay, so now let's remove the logic that plays exactly 5 rounds. All right, sorry about that, guys. That was my recorder. Okay, so, all right, I'm not going to remove it, I'm just going to comment it out. All right, create 3 buttons, 1 for each selection. All right, so now here's what we can do. We can hard code those buttons on here, and this can be, class, what was it, rock. Then we can just change each one. Paper, scissors. And then in here, we could just const rock button, and then we could just do it like document query selector. And I think that's how I'm going to do it. But alternately, what you could do if you wanted to like kind of up your JavaScript game a little bit, is you could add those buttons to the body or the DOM only when the game is run. And then something like that you would probably do if you wanted to have like a start button, which would be kind of neat. Maybe do we do that? No, maybe I'll do another video on that. But let's just I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna have the 3 right there. I'm gonna wrap them in a div just because I'm gonna. This can just be the container, and you'll see container as the name a lot. And I think a lot of that comes from a lot of the popular CSS frameworks. You have to have, like, a lot of the utilities and the grid systems only work if it's inside of a div that has a class of container. So you'll see that a lot. All right, but we'll go back up here. I did want that to be rock, paper, and we'll do scissors. And then we do query selector, and then document.querySelector can take any CSS selector. So, you know, if we wanted to style the rock button, we would do rock button because that was, oh, sorry, just rock. Because that's the class name, so you needed to do a dot. If it was an ID, we would do that. If you just wanted to grab, like if we only had one button, you could just do that. But a lot of times you'll just see, like with class names or with IDs, doesn't really matter. And then we do scissors, all right? And then we need to add an event listener. Oh, is that what they said? Yeah. Add an event listener to the buttons that call your play round function with the correct player selection every time a button is clicked. Add a div for displaying results and change all your console logs into DOM methods. Okay, so all right, so I guess we can kind of, I guess this whole game function isn't needed, and they probably said that, and I probably just didn't read it. The reason we needed that game function was because we needed some way to start the game, but since we're going to handle it via this, we're going to handle it by a click listener, we are going to need to do, all right, so here, this is where it gets kind of weird. So because we were down here, you'll see, remember we were just prompting the user, and then here we were just getting the computer selection and just using computer play. Since we're not gonna, well, I guess we could still do that. Yeah, screw it. We'll just do that. The rock button dot add event listener, and it'll be a click listener. You can go to like MDN, and there's like a bunch of, like there's so many different things that you can do, and they're kind of on the oh yeah, so event target, and then here you can see on the, what? Where the heck was it? I know there's like a, okay, so it is the, oh no. Okay, oh crap, sorry. Yeah, so it is the event. So you can just do the event, and then over here, you'll say like, these are, you know, a lot of the different, no, that's not it either. Ugh, sorry guys. All right, add event, listener events, MDN. Yeah, so there's just a bunch of different events. I'm sorry, I can't find it right now, and I'm not going to keep wasting my time. I will find it, and I will link it in the YouTube description. But the whole point that I was trying to show is that there are a lot of different things that you can do here. You can do like input, which is like for like an actual input element. Anytime you're like typing into it or it changes, that fires. So there's just a lot of really cool stuff that you can do. So we're just gonna do that here. And here we're gonna want to do computer selection, and that's just gonna be computer play. And we're just gonna have to move this down underneath all of this, otherwise it's gonna break on us. And then we will do const player selection is going to equal rock because they clicked the rock button. And then we want to run play around, and we still want to pass in the same stuff. So we still want to do player selection, and we still want to do computer selection. And then what we can do is, oh wait, they wanted us to do, okay. And then they also wanted us to add, So we'll do it underneath, and we'll just do div, and we'll do outcome. All right, and then here we'll want to grab that as well. So we'll need outcome. I guess we could probably, this way it'll change each time we do it. If we were to, actually, let's do it up here just so I can show you guys something you might not think about. Outcome div, we got document.query selector, and that'll be outcome. And then, so we're gonna play that. And now what they want us to do is, instead of returning, they want us to turn this into DOM elements. So what we can do is, we can, let's just make this a p tag, and we can do document.create element. And you can pretty much create any HTML element this way. And then what you can do, I'm not going to do it, but what you could do is you can always do class list.add, and you could give it a class. That way, you know, if you wanted to like style it or anything like that, you could have a CSS file and it would show that way. And then what we want to do here is, I'm going to do p.inner text. So there's a lot of, I don't want to say argument, but there is a lot of, I don't want to say fighting or argument, but you know, there are a lot of people who will do inner text, and there's also inner HTML. And the difference is inner text just takes actual text. Inner HTML can actually take like DOM elements. So like, let's say, you know, we could do p, and then let's do, you know, so if we did this, we could actually add the p tag in with this inner HTML. But there are some security risks with this. Anytime you're allowing somebody else to add HTML, and if it's in a JavaScript file, other people can see it and can kind of use it. So there are some instances where inner HTML is just what you have to use, but if you can avoid it, I think it's in most people's best interest to avoid it. So here we're just going to do p inner text, and then literally just going to be the same thing all over again. And we're just going to do p.inner text, and that's going to equal this. And then so that way, and now we don't have to keep track of like player scroll. Maybe we do. I'm going to actually leave those just in case, because I didn't read the rest of the task. So here, and then here we can just do vn, we'll copy that, put that there, bam, and then we'll do, oh, no, because we still want the, oh. And then we're just gonna keep on, sorry guys. I wonder if this, let's see, can we do that? I don't know if that, yeah, sweet, it does. All right, and we got that. We're gonna do bam. And we'll just do the same thing here, get rid of it, and we'll put it in here. All right, so now we should see, so, I mean, we could test this now, but let's just do all three buttons just so we can kind of play around with it. All right. So here we'll just do paper button, and then we'll just change that to paper, and then we'll change this to scissors, and we'll come back here. This will be scissors button, and that should be good. So let's find out. All right, and okay, cool. So we'll see, we got that there. And that did not work. So let's see, what do we have? Some errors here. All right, player round is not defined. Okay, so I got a typo somewhere, and you guys probably found it and were just yelling at me. Player selection. Oh, it's play round, not player round. Yeah. Good catch, guys. Good catch. All right, so that still didn't work. All right, so why is that not working? So let's start at the top and let's see what we're getting for player selection and computer selection. All right, so we are getting rock and we're getting paper. Okay. Oh, wow, you know what? I'm an idiot. You guys probably caught this one too. Man, you guys are so much smarter than I am. We have this p tag, but we're never putting it on the actual page. So we got to do outcome div.append child. And it'll be the p tag. And then the nice thing about this is we just all right. Now let's see what we get. Okay, cool. So now you'll see we got this. We have the p tag there, so that's awesome. Okay, so we tied. Okay, so this is why I almost corrected myself, but I wanted to do this first. So what you'll notice is we have them just stacking on top of each other, which if that's what you're shooting for, keep it this way and that's fine. What I'm thinking is I probably just want to see each time I do it. And so the reason that happens is we grab this outcome div right here and it gets grabbed right away. Like right when the page loads, it does not get grabbed each time this happens. So we're just getting the same div there. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know. This might not change it. Let's find out though. So what I'm thinking is if we do it here, we're going to grab that div each time. And so we should only get the one result. No, I don't know. That's actually, no. Okay, so that still works. Okay. I mean, that's still fine. I guess what we could do is if you wanted it to be that each time, we could do, we would almost have to dynamically create this. So if we wanted to do, where we only showed the way that we want, and if maybe there is a way to do it otherwise, but just let me know in the comments if there is. I don't know if there's like a clear in JavaScript. .clear method is used for the removal of all elements from a set and make it empty. So maybe that would work. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab it each time and then we'll clear it. So let's see if that works. Ooh, outcome div is null. Oh, because I commented it out. Yeah, okay, so that's not going to work. Clear doesn't work. Like a dot remove JS. The element dot remove method removes the element from the DOM. So that was kind of what I was thinking. But let's see. Yeah, so it looks like clear is only used for sets and maps. So I guess we can't use that. But what we could do is, if we wanted to, each time we come in here, we could do, yeah, I think we just create an outcome div. We'll just do document.create element. We'll do a div, and then outcome div dot class list dot add. And I don't even know if we're gonna need this, but we'll just add it for fun. And then we could grab, I guess we could just do, we can do the container. Yeah, we would need the container as well. then we could just do container. Yeah, we just do container dot append. We don't want to do append child because append child is going to put it within the div. We just want to have it after the div, and then we should be able to do outcome div here. Yeah, let's see if that works. No? Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to leave it like that. I don't want to waste a whole video on some arbitrary thing like that. So there probably is going to be a way. If you guys really want to know, you know, leave it in the comments, and if I get enough people wanting it, I'll do it. Okay, but so cool. So we have, you know, we have what we want here, which is kind of cool. Display the running score and announce a winner of the game once one player reaches 5 points. Okay, cool. So I'm glad I kept the score there. So if player selection, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm going to do is after we run this, what we can do is we can check, because we're still keeping track of who's winning and who's losing. So after each one of these, and actually let's create a function for it. Check for winner, and we will have player score. Yeah, we'll have player score, and we'll have computer score. Is that what it was? Oh, comp score. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. They can be named whatever we want. And then here, we can just check if player score equals 5 or computer score equals 5. We want to, I guess we can just do const p equals document.create element, and we'll just do, I guess let's do a h2 just for fun, just to switch it up. And then we'll do h2.inner, well, actually we have to find out who won first. Okay, so if player score or that. So you can do this, or I guess since we need to know who wins, that's probably a bad idea to do it. So we'll do if player score, else if computer score equals 5. And then actually, so this is probably how you would do it. I would prefer to do it this way. I just think it looks cleaner, but you can't always do it this way. But if you can, I tend to like to. We do at work, but I wouldn't say this is something you should. If you went with the else if route, that's fine. So here we'll do h2 equals document dot create element. We'll do an h2, and like I said, h2 we'll do inner text equals you won. Great job beating the computer. And then we could even do, actually, yeah, let's change. We'll do, so we can do string template literals. You won, and then we can do like, we can put each person's score so you can see what you won by or what you lost by if we're in the next break. So that's good. And then I do want to give it a class, because what we can do is we can change the color of like the text in the background to be red if you lost, or blue if you won, or yellow if you tied. And I'm going to go on a big limb and probably say that's what their next ask is going to be for us. All right, so here we'll just change this to computer one, and we'll do you lost. Okay, cool. And if it's not one of those things, we don't care. and nothing will happen. So what we can do here is we can do check for winner, and we'll do player score, and we'll do computer score. And so you 100% could have just done this in each of these add event listener blocks. But since you guys are becoming programmers, we're lazy. And so we want to not have to do it. We want to use the least amount of code possible. Also, if you were to do this in each one of them, you're far more likely to make a typing mistake and have an error that you're going to have to troubleshoot later. Whereas here, we just have it once, and then we're just calling it a bunch of times. So let's see if we can win or if we can lose. Outcome div is not defined. What line was that on? 17. Oh, because I removed it and forgot to put it back. Thank you guys for catching that as well. Pretty sure that's all I called it, right? It was outcome. Yeah, sweet. Okay, try this again. Oh, computer score is not defined. Okay, what line is that? 72. Oh, because it's comp score. Ugh. See, typos. Typos get you every time. And the reason that didn't work is because the score that we're keeping track of for the computer is comp score, not computer score like I had typed in there prior. Okay, so we tied. You tied. I won. You tied. You tied. We won again. Ooh, we lost. We won. One more win and we get it, guys. All right. So we... Right? We won, right? One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we got one more. Crap. There we go. Now we won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Why did our thing not show up? All right. Check for winner. Okay, well, I guess let's do some console logging again. I'm wondering if it's not right, because I did do... Yeah, I am adding each time. Well, all right, let's troubleshoot it. And that's why I like to do these live instead of pre-recording it and fixing all my errors, because, you know. All right, so that's keeping track. Okay, so we are getting the right... We're keeping track. Player score, computer score. Let's see. I guess let's just console log and we'll just see if we're getting in here. Hey. Yo. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so we are getting in there. Oh my gosh, I did it again. We're not. Oh my lord, you guys are probably hating me right now. Okay. You won 5-3. Great job. Awesome. Okay, so that's working. I don't know. We can try again to see if we can get the... Oh, we lost. Okay, perfect. So you'll see there is a little bug there, which is fine. Yeah, so once we get past that, what's happening here is it's only ever going to run this when the person is 5, so it's just going to keep on printing the same thing. So, but that's okay. Okay, cool. Well, that was a little struggle bus, but we got it. Thanks to you guys' help. All right, so let's see what the next step they want us to take is going to be. Oh, they want us to display the running score. Oh, okay. Well, let's just do, we can put that up here. Let's do another div, and we'll do class of running score. And let's see. All right, so I think we can just do, we'll just do a span of, and I do a span because they're inline, so we don't have to mess with any like CSS stuff. Do player score, and then we can just do, we'll do the computer score here, which is fine. And then I guess we can just do it after. It's probably going to be so fast we can't tell the difference, but we'll just do it here instead. We'll just have to do player score span, and we'll just do the same thing, document.query selector, player score. And then what we can do is, after each one of these clicks, and this one's so small that we could just do like player score dot enter text equals player score. And you could easily, if you guys want to, if you want to have some fun with it, make this into a little function, but I don't really see a huge benefit for that one. I guess maybe. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Update scores. We're going to take player score. Do computer score. And let's do. Yeah, so it's pretty much just this. And then we'll do span right here as well. And then, yeah, we just do update scores, and we'll do player score, and we want comp score, because this is going to be the actual scores. Ooh, that's not what we wanted. Oh, because I'm missing the dollar sign. So that's one problem with when you're doing multiple languages, is sometimes you'll forget stuff because it's like. Okay, cool. So you'll see we're keeping score up there. Probably should put. And then what I'll actually do is we'll come back in here and we're going to change this to, because remember inner text is going to erase whatever was on there. So now you'll see it removed that text. So what we can do is we can do that way, it'll always be this way. And then I'm actually going to do this. Just put a bunch of white space so that there's some space in between the two scores. And you could have done this with CSS if you wanted to, as far as like the, this white space stuff right there, but oh. Crap, apparently. Oh, of course, yeah, it's going to trigger that. That's all right. Well, whatever. Bam, bam, bam. All right, cool. So we got that, so that's good. All right, so what do we got next? You'll likely have to refactor, rework, write your original code to make it work for this, blah, blah, blah. And then now you're just going to go in and you're going to merge the branch. So I'll let you guys do that. It's pretty straightforward. Merging the branch is just bringing your new code into the main branch. That way you can push it up and you'll have that project running. So I know this isn't the prettiest thing in the world. That's not really the point of these videos. I'm really just trying to help people get through the assignments, or maybe see a different point of view. So let's check and see if there's any place we can refactor. I mean, I guess we could just do that. I guess we didn't really need to do it in each place. And that should still work. And I think here is fine. I mean, I guess we could do that too. And then actually, oh yeah, I guess we could just do, because we're not returning anything. So it's gonna fall through and it's still gonna call that, and that'll actually be the same for this one as well. So I think, so before we were returning something, so when this block of code was run, this return breaks out of this entire function, so it wasn't falling through. But since we're not breaking out of it, this down here will still run at the end. So I guess, yeah, so now we'll just be good. And that was the same thing for this. And I mean, I like this for readability, the way that we have it here, but you easily could have, you know, kind of like before, you know, we could have done rock, and we could have done computer play here, but I personally don't care for that. I think this reads a lot better. And that's good. I guess one other thing, I personally wouldn't do this, but I do want to I do want to show you this. So another thing we could have done instead of grabbing these individually is we could do buttons, and it will be document.query selector all. And we can just do button. And so now it's going to grab every button, which all we have are these three. Again, this is probably not super likely to be used, and I actually I don't think this adds anything. I do like the way we did it better. But I did just want to show this is something we could do. So now we have a buttons array, or node list, which we have access to all the buttons. And so what we can do is, instead of having, you know, 3 separate calls like that, we can see what, yeah, so see we have button with the class of rock. And so a lot of times what you'll see too is people will put like data attributes. So they'll be like data, you know, we do like data rock, or we do like data type equals rock, or data type equals paper. And because a lot of times the class name, you'll have class names that are the same on a lot of different elements. So like if we could just do, you know, if this was just button, you know, then we could do this type rock to get access to that. But since this is such a small one, we can just leave those as is. And here, so now we're doing each button. So now we can do add event listener. We do click. Yeah, we'll do, but here we're gonna, oh no, I guess we don't. And here we can do, pretty much this. And then all we have to do is, I don't even know. Yeah, how do we get that? Let's see. So we got attributes. Okay, we just do class name there. So what we'll do is we'll do, and then, yeah, class name. And then, so we should still be getting the same, oh, uh-oh, class name is not defined. Oh, because it's going to be button dot class name. And you'll see everything is still working as expected. So, when you get into bigger lists of items, this makes a lot more sense. For this small one, I still think this one reads better, but I did just want to show that this was another way that you guys can tackle that problem. So looks like we satisfied everything for this. Like I said, do this merge, push it up, it'll be right on your project. Bunch of extra stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.